So here we are back with my pinwheel, and I have sewn the borders on, and I have to tell you what I did. After I left you guys and I turned off the camera and I looked at it, I thought to myself, Kelly, if you were doing this, not for your friends on YouTube, what would you do with that center? What is your whole point? Is that, for me, it doesn't have to be perfect. Would I just be making that perfect to show you guys that I can? And that wasn't what I wanted to do. So you know what I decided? I left it unmatched, and I said to myself that I was just going to maybe cover it with a yo-yo. But then I decided, I don't even know if I'm going to use these, but I started digging in my little EPP, my little hexie box, and I found these brown. You know what? I think I do like them, because even though this is kind of more of a purple eggplant color, I like the brown. I like things that don't match. And what I'm going to do is, this time, after I leave you, I'm going to work on this weekend. I'm going to get this put together. I'm not going to stitch it down right away because I want to do my quilting first. I don't want the quilting to go around. I want this to lay on top of it. So I will do the quilting first, and then I'm going to lay that hexie on the middle. So for April, when we come back to do the next block, I will have this done. So for right now, I'm going to pack this away, but I do have it with my backing and my batting, and I have all my borders sewn on. Once again, my middle does come out to be a little bit more than 17 inches, like maybe 17 1/4. I'm just making sure that they all come out about the same. I'm doing, my borders are cut at 1 3/4, so that when I get done, I'm, maybe about an inch on here. But I did that because I cut my backing and my batting too small on the very first one, so I had to accommodate and make sure they're all going to be the same. When we do this quilt as you go, no sash, no sashing style, is that what it's called? You need an inch for the backing and the batting, and that is what we're going to do next. And I told you to cross your fingers on this. It didn't come out, so we'll see what's going to happen on this one. This one, I don't know if I can make a mistake, because there's no covering up these seams with a yo-yo. I will put a link to the girl that I saw doing this, the tutorial on YouTube. It's not very long, but this is how she did it. So these are my two pieces. I am using my Outback fabric. My Outback white fabric is the top. So I want to make sure this is going all the way across the top. That's the only one that I have going the same way. And on each piece, so we're going to seam this block to this block, like this. And what you want to do is pin the backing and the batting out of the way. So let's do that right now. I started on this one. I'm going to just put a couple more pins in there to keep that batting and backing away from the sides. So there's that one. And then we'll do this one. You just want to fold it back so that when you stitch those two together, you won't be catching any of that backing and batting in. Now, do you want me to remind you guys that I have never done this before? And I'm just assuming it's going to turn out. And here we go. So we're kind of doing it together. Okay, that's pinned, that's pinned. Let's get our sides lined up. I'm thinking if I did pin my pinwheel better, maybe it would have come out better. And it would have lined up. So maybe I should learn to pin a little bit more, huh? What do you think about that? I am hoping, okay, that's about the same size. I'm not thinking any seams are gonna match up here. I just want it to be the same. I mean, as far as my border seams, nothing has to match there. I am just gonna put a few more pins in here. Probably because there is weight to this and it has more of a chance of shifting with the weight of the batting and the backing on here. I just want to make sure that it isn't going to shift. I am off just a little bit there. So let me see what I'm going to do here. I'm going to fudge this a little bit. I have to move that down. And make sure that that fits. So if you guys are following along with me and you think you're going to learn how to sew from me, I guess that's not my intent, because again, there are a lot of tutorials. This is mainly for us just to have fun together and have you try it too if you want to try what I'm trying. You know, it's kind of just experimenting and seeing if something works out and seeing if we have fun while we're doing it. Okay, that is totally pinned. We're going to come over here, back to the sewing machine. There you are. You probably don't need to watch this part, but I don't know why. I do like to watch people sew. I'm going to hold that little seam flat again and just go this way. I'm not going to sew over all my pins this time just because the last time I want to make sure it didn't shift, and maybe it didn't line up anyway, so maybe I should have moved them so it did shift. Maybe it would have shifted to where it lined up on that pinwheel. Again, I'm hoping this turns out okay because I didn't change my thread to a darker. I'm just having kind of a creamy yellow on top and a cream on the bottom. Well, we're almost there, you guys. I guess I'm a little nervous to see how this is going to turn out. I'm a little heavy on the gas pedal today. That's where I fudged that a little bit to fit, so I held it down with my little upholstery needle there. Okay, all of these pins have to come out, every single one of them, because this will be where we're going to flip it over and see how it turned out. So I will take these out. We won't be needing the machine again. There is some hand sewing to this, so if you're not into that, okay. Let's see. What do you think? Ta-da! Okay, now I am gonna press that. I don't think that seam is good enough to, I mean, it's not big enough to press open, but hang on. I'm just gonna press it because I think pressing it, even if you're doing it flat, just kind of sets the threads in there and gets it kind of the way you want it. Okay, let's get light back up here. Come on down with me. Okay, so there are the two blocks sewn together. This is my top, there's my middle, and then there's the other one, okay? Those are together. Now, this is the way this girl did it, so I'm hoping this is gonna work. You gotta open that up on both sides. what if I do this and it doesn't work? She cracked me up because in the video, she just holds it up like this. She lines it up, and I mean, she just chops it. Because the idea is that these just butt up against each other, and then you whip stitch them together. I don't know, you guys, I'm kind of nervous to do that, but I guess that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, are we gonna do it together? I mean, she literally chops it. I don't, okay, hang on. She just lines it up and goes like this. Okay, here we go. Oh man. I am feeling to make sure I don't cut through on the bottom there. This feels a little weird and crazy, actually. I probably would be better off leaving a little extra than cutting too much, because I think I might have cut too much in one spot. That is so weird. Okay. Then she took and just whip stitched it, and I mean, hers was, I think hers was chopped even worse than this. That seems a little, gosh, you guys. Okay, and then after that's whip stitched, then she kind of did this thing, you know, where you then fold it over. You know, that's gonna work. Then you fold that over, and then you just hand stitch it down like that. Okay, so what we have to do, and I guess, you know, maybe just make sure when you hand stitch it down, you're always doing the same side. I don't know. Let's get that batting figured out first, I guess. Should I do it should I do it in the yellow thread? I don't know if you guys will be able to see that. You know what I think I'm gonna do? I'm talking to you guys. I think I'm gonna use, I like the idea of using this heavier machine quilting thread, this gold color. I'm just gonna see how it works. Okay, guys, I just grabbed a needle and some thread. You know what, I cut it so long. I was thinking I was gonna do it double, and I think I am because I don't want it to come out. You know what I mean? I mean, I want it to be secure. That's the way my gram told me to, showed me how to do a knot. Okay, so she literally just whip stitched it. I think you guys can see that. I'm gonna go, I am gonna start at the end, even though you're gonna have a little bit hanging over like this, because this will be another piece that's, you know, sews to the top or bottom or wherever we're at. So she just whip stitched it all the way down. I'll do this really quick so you guys can see it, and then if I think it needs, that I need to go back and do it better, I will, but you know, maybe not. You know, I because batting does have that stretch to it, I guess it's gonna be okay. So do you guys see that? I feel like I'm like suturing up, you know, like I'm doing stitches on somebody that got cut. Look how nicely that is coming together. That really is. Okay, I guess that girl knew what she was doing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish doing this. I'm going to iron both of these down a little bit, I think. Flip it over, iron it down, and then I'm gonna start hand stitching it, but before I finish it all the way, I will come back and show you. I'm just now looking, do you do it so that that's in the middle? Or do you do it so it's over to one side? I don't know, you could probably do it either way as far as stitching that seam down, but you can see that this isn't gonna take that much time, to do it by hand. I think this might be a cool method. So far, I like it. I think this is going to work out good. So I will finish doing this and I'll see you in a little bit.